Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm sure everyone is aware of the new Procreate update. I've had more than 5 months to explore and here is everything I have observed and learned which I'm going to be sharing with you guys. They have added this new collection of brushes which I'm hearing quite a lot about, especially the watercolor brush. So today I'm going to test out all the brushes and also see if they qualify enough to draw portraits. I'm also going to be comparing my custom brushes with the new ones. The new update comes with a newly updated UI, which is much more softer and they have added these rounded edges to pretty much everything. The brush library is now divided into two parts. Their newest collection is visible separately on the left side. These are my old brushes and these are the new ones that I will be exploring today. There is a wide collection of pencil brushes, inks, markers, pastels, oils. The list is endless. I have to say the new pencil brushes are versatile, excellent pressure and tilt sensitivity. The pens and the inks didn't excite me much. Maybe I'm just not an outline person. Maybe to someone else they will make sense. Markers on the other hand, I was surprised with how real they looked. Every single one of them 10 on 10. And so did the pastels. The watercolor brushes are the ones that surprised me the most. They are the most realistic and the most useful ones in my opinion. Look at that glaze. Comparing them to the previous brushes, you can see the difference. We already had watercolor brushes before, but they were not as good. The basic brushes are the ones we will test out today. The rest of them we will experiment as we continue. So without wasting any time, let me introduce you to our today's reference with a huge round of applause. My chosen victim today is none other than Demon Daddy. Have you ever seen a 30-year-old woman crushing over a pixelated dude? I'm gonna be using two references today. First one for the pose and the second one for the colors. Let's see if the new brushes do me justice. But first, let's create a canvas. You click on this plus icon on the top right and then another plus icon, which opens up this window where you fill up your dimensions. I work with a 4320 by 5400, so I will just do that. It gives me 40 layers and 300 dpi that I usually work with. And the color format is sRGB, not P3. Once again, P3 is excellent for printing and sRGB is great for social media and screens. After renaming my canvas, I press create and it's done. I'll take the stringy bark pencil and increase the stabilization to like 32% and start sketching. Because these are new pencils, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll just start with gestures. I also use selection tool to make adjustments in the beginning. Because sketching is where you can be completely free, I like sketching in layers too. Keeping the reference and the sketch of the same size, I make fewer mistakes on the first layer. A little tip. Now taking a different sketching pencil, I'm going to draw the second layer of the sketch. I like drawing solid shapes and straight lines instead of curved. It is less overwhelming and more comfortable for my style of painting. Now using the reference 2, I'll draw this weird hand shape that looks so weird, but trust me, it will make sense later. And done. I think I've composed the base correctly and I'm happy. So let's get to the fun part. If you want to create a palette from an image, you click on this plus icon and select the image and it automatically creates a relevant base color pack. I have observed it sometimes misses out on a few colors, but I think in overall it works fine. Now creating a new layer below the sketch, I reduce the opacity of the sketch layer and then I will choose the color I want and start blocking it using the solid brush. It looks strange for a skin color, but I think the reference is exactly like this, so let's just go with the flow. I can always adjust the color using the brightness tool and the hue tool later on. So let me also quickly change the background color to make it make sense. Then I color block the hair and the outfit on separate layers. I'm using a round solid brush for this. So far, the brushes are comfortable. Now using the selection tool, I'll add more colors to the face before I add shadows. Making a new layer and using clipping mask to prevent the colors from bleeding outside. I'm the type of person who uses clipping mask like my life depends on it. I will also now start adding shadows and use eraser tool to shape them. To change the color of a layer, you can also alpha lock it and paint all over like this. To add shadows, I use the selection tool, and then to shape them, I use the eraser. Let me also quickly add some outlines to differentiate so that you guys can see better. So far, I'm liking the new brushes. Maybe I'm missing my LP Magic Chalk, but these are not too bad. The pressure sensitivity is also great. So let's wrap this up quickly. I will also use the blend tool to smoothen out the shadows. Play around with the saturation and brightness of the shadow to build depth. Make a new layer and add a contrasting color, and then you can also play around with the blend modes to see what works for you. I don't care too much about perfection, and I like my freedom to explore and make mistakes. And bro, this is digital art. I have to make adjustments with the jawline, so I will select all the layers and use liquify at once on all of them. Liquify works on whatever layer you select. To draw the hair, I select these random shapes using the selection tool and then paint all over them using a giant brush. Honestly, I have no idea why I decided to do this, so I'll just use a blend tool to make a few adjustments. Then I add these bright red highlights as reflective hair strands, imagining there is a red light coming from somewhere. This shadow layer, I'm going to change the hue and make it pop. Watch me. Look at the difference. For reference too, I'm just imitating what I see. The hand gesture is blurry and it doesn't make any sense. Well, neither do I here. So I'll use Gaussian blur on it to make it look like it's not the focus and the face is. To put the focus back on his face. Look at what my layers look like. I'll merge whatever I need. Careful when you're merging layers. You don't want to merge different blend modes. Adding these pink lights in the form of highlights makes the face pop. I'm just playing around with so many colors. So far, Genu is Genu, but the demon version of him will have tattoos all over his body. So let's add him. I'll choose the overlay option and now create these random patterns. And then I'll take the eraser tool and shape them super random, no need to be accurate. Honestly, I enjoyed making the demon version of him a lot more than the normal version. That says a lot about me. Did I enjoy the new brushes? Very much. Can you rely on them? I kind of think so, especially the basic brushes. Procreate is doing a fantastic job at that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. More fun content coming soon. Until then, see you later. Bye.